Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hill Country Musicians Guild podcast. I'm your host, Robert Kelly. This is my first time doing it. I'm pleased, as all get out, to have as my first guest, Guild's founder and president,
I guess.
Joseph Congdon. Joseph, welcome back to your show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It's fun to be on this side. This chair is very comfortable. I could just get a leg rest right here, and I think, I'd look probably like one of the Roosevelts during a fireside reading, but aside from that.
So we're here to, talk about you as a musician mostly, but before we do that, I just wanted to ask you about the formation of the Guild, the idea, and, kind of the first steps you took toward doing that, because I don't believe that's been on the show before.
It hasn't. It may have been briefly brought up by someone, but to really answer that question, we kind of have to go back to the beginning of 2024. I was a software developer originally. I was working for a small startup in San Antonio, and I had been with them for just over 2 years, or just right around my 2-year anniversary. And I come back from the Christmas break, and I find out that this group of developers that I had been training, they were overseas, were my replacement, and I had been let go. And I just kind of entered a spiral, a death spiral. I didn't want to do anything. I especially did not want to go into software anymore because of how soul draining it can be, at least for me. I don't like sitting still for long periods of time. I don't like staring at walls of code. It was along the lines of the philosophy of do something that you hate so that you can pay for the things that you love. Mm-hmm. And it just was slowly killing me. Mm-hmm. And then I still had a fairly large wall of debt for this school that I had gone to, and I needed to pay that off. So I started working just as an Amazon delivery driver. But during that period of, just spinning out of, just like everything going out of control, everything that I thought was in control just falling apart, is when I was reintroduced to the songwriters in the Hill Country area. I would go to the Redbird, I would go to the Speakeasy in Green, I would frequent, I think it's called Divine in San Antonio, and the Pig Pen. I would take every opportunity that I could get because it was something that I knew I was innately good at. I could play music. I loved playing covers, and it was my solace during that time. But then near the end of 2024, I just kind of shot out this idea to a group of friends in a text message who are all other songwriters. I was like, hey, this one park in Landa, this Landa Park, has this beautiful stage that is barely used. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you guys would want me to coordinate just a show or something like that. And everyone was like, yeah, could you do that? And it was just kind of let's see what can happen. And in less than a month's time, I had found 2 food trucks out of the blue that wanted to be a part of it. I had people that were willing to put down money for the lighting and the sound. I had 12 musicians that wanted to play. We had about 90 people show up to the event, which was, there was very little advertising. Mm. All in all, it was a wonderful experience. And everyone at the end of it was like, when are you going to do it again? And I was like, this is something that people actually want. And it's something that I guess, everyone hopes that they can find a talent in their 30s that they didn't realize they had in their 20s. That's kind of like what it was. I was like, I guess I can do some logistics. And so I decided to just spread the idea of like, what if we were to do a guild so that we can provide better opportunities and better resources for local musicians. And people really liked that idea, and it started to snowball until I met Megan. And I told Megan my idea, and I was, very hesitant. I was the most reluctant one. But then she's like, I actually write legal documents. That's something that I do. And I was just like, well, it's interesting to meet you and come into your acquaintance. And so she kind of showed me how
Megan Marie, who's been on the show before, yeah.
She hasn't yet.
She has not?
No, she's been a musician of the month, but I haven't been able to get a time for her to come down.
All right, well, we need to have her on.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. She's like patient, if not zero, patient one. And so she helped me write up the documents for that, and then she encouraged me to buy the LLC, and it just started to snowball from there. So it's been one heck of an adventure, but it couldn't have been done without her.
Yeah. No, that's terrific. And I remember that Landa Park show.
Mm-hmm.
I played it, and I designed a poster for it.
That's right.
And it was a lot of fun. I was glad. I know a lot of people were really glad. A lot of people were really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Several of the songwriters, we had a little bit of a mini potluck.
That's right.
And it was a good time.
It was. We lucked out on everything. The park service was grateful to have us there. They didn't think that we were a nuisance. The food trucks there were happy. They were turning some sales. The weather was fantastic.
Great day.
In October, it can be really hit or miss here. It can either be 200 degrees in the shade, or it can be sopping wet. And we just got a beautiful, it felt like spring day.
It was a really nice day. Yeah. So now let's get to a little bit about you as a musician. Just from my side of things, you're one of the most unique songwriters.
Oh, thank you.
Working in this area, you have, I think, a whole different host of influences from anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, how did you get into playing music, and who are some of those influences?
Well, my parents were pushed all of us to be musicians, or at least to try it as kids. If we weren't taking lessons on a certain instrument, my dad was encouraging us to either learn piano or violin. I didn't go that route. I picked up clarinet at a very early age, around in third grade. Mm-hmm. And I played that to around my senior year of high school. And by the time my senior year of high school, I was pretty tired of it. For me, I think my influence is also going back to my parents. They were, they listened to music from the 60s and the 70s. So in my house, America, the Carpenters, Queen, Bread, trying to think of, Jim Croce, the Beatles, all of those were just constantly playing. And so I was familiar with excellent melodies. And you don't really realize that there are excellent melodies until you listen to what everyone else is listening to. Mm-hmm. Which sounds crass, but I'm just saying, if you compare a melody structure from the 60s or the 70s compared to something that is a top hit today, it's not even comparable. It's like 3 notes compared to 7 or 9 of inference. So that is... I grew up loving melody, and then, and let's see, it would have been like my freshman, or it would have been before that. It would have been like my 8th grade year. I was introduced to Tommy Emmanuel, mm-hmm. And that just changed everything. From then on out, I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I wanted to learn how to play like him. I couldn't. He's just incredible. But I aspired to at least try, because I knew that if I would try something that difficult, that I would still be better than the people around me, because it's like attempting to do like something that's only a handful of people can actually do. And if you practice that and you're failing, you're still failing at something that is immensely harder than, G, C, D and stuff like that. And then what I came to realize is that I would stumble upon in those really difficult songs one chord or just one shape or one fragment of a song, and I'd be like, I just want to see how this works by itself. Almost kind of like how someone in like hip hop or R&B samples music. I would do the same thing via a chord. I would sample that, and then I would put it into a different song so that I could get good at that individual chord. Mm-hmm. So the songs themselves became my practices. And I wanted to make each song just a little bit harder so that I could, by the time I conquer my own song, I've gone up just a tiny step.
So how did that influence your songwriting?
Oh, well, originally when I really started to do song recording, it was a very simplistic setup. I had an iPad 2, a Blue Yeti microphone, and I would spend hours in my room doing very basic recordings. Things, though, that I learned right off the bat: practice with a metronome. Get really, really good at that, because when you start to record something and you're not used to a metronome, just the fluctuations in your song, it just doesn't work the same way as a live performance. A live performance, it's good to speed up and slow down. It puts people in the moment. But in a track, unless it's something that's purposely planned, like moving from one section of a song to another, most people want something to be in a very steady cadence. And so that was a huge lesson right off the bat. The other thing that affected me, it was an interesting piece of criticism, really. Two pieces of criticism. Once I had finished recording something, and in my early days, I don't know why, everything was capo 4th fret. I just liked the way that it sounded on my guitar. I liked the chords that I was making. It almost felt like I was playing the black keys on a piano, where it doesn't matter where you hit on there, it just sounds good. And so I went up to my brother, my older brother, and I showed him a demo. And he's like, "Didn't you show me this one already?" And I was like, "No." Oh boy, everything sounds the same, doesn't it? Like, in my own head, it doesn't. But I had shown him a demo previously, and that was capo 4th fret, and I was doing similar chords there, and I thought that my changes would have been enough for someone to notice, and he didn't. And so that made me go, I need to be a little bit more different. The next piece, it was kind of self-criticism. I was taking an art appreciation class at San Antonio College, and I've forgotten the artist's name. He was like a half artist, half photographer from the 20th century. He had this strange revelation about his own art, and he had been painting for decades. And he gathered all of his paintings and he threw it on a pile, set them on fire, and took a picture next to it holding a sign saying, "I will no longer make boring art." And I was like, oh man, this just like, each song that we make, we kind of treat as a baby. It's like, oh, this is the best thing ever right here. And this guy right here took his own art and burned it for the sake of trying, because he didn't want to be held back by what he had done
before.
Yeah, and so that was one thing. Could I put aside my old works, realizing that I was not a misunderstood artist? I was stuck in a creative rut, and I wasn't writing good stuff, and actually press beyond and write better things. But like our conversation that we had before, the biggest thing that has helped in my songwritings, and I don't encourage people to go through with this, but it's true, is pain. Pain is the focal point of a lot of the best lyrics that have poured out of me. I mean, one of my earliest songs that I consider good, I wrote crying in a bathroom stall. Angry, angsty, just me against the world. And I was pissed off in that moment, and all of a sudden just this thought vomit of illumination flowed forth. And with a headache, I wrote down something that was like, well, this is better than what I usually do. I'm not saying for people to go there and, get fired from your jobs or get in fights with your loved ones or something like that. Just realize that the good art usually requires a hard head like me to be cracked open.
Yeah. Why don't you play one of your songs for us now?
Yeah, I think I'll start off with one song that a lot of people like, Slow Down Boy. It was written during a rough time, and I'm actually really proud of it.
All right, Slow Down Boy by Joseph Congdon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow down, boy, cry on me. I know you're sorry. This world isn't easy, and nothing is free. Slow down, boy, cry on me. Tell me your story, and I'll show you the new ways that we all end up. Rejected on a daily basis, 'cause they say that I ain't going places, 'cause they say that I am pride deprived. Now grow a backbone, get a spine. Making love in all these new positions. Talk about your favorite superstitions. Talk about the time I tried to fly. I lost my wings and went inside. Oh yeah, I lost my wings and went inside. Slow down, boy, try to breathe. I know you're eager. You wanna move mountains, but the dishes aren't clean. Oh, slow down, boy, try that breeze. Now don't be hasty. We still have to go over your chances for love. Get rejected on a daily basis, 'cause they say that I ain't going places, 'cause they say that I'm pride deprived. Now grow a backbone, get a spine. Making love in all these new positions. I wouldn't know. Talk about your favorite superstitions. Talk about the time I tried to fly. I lost my wings and went inside. Oh yeah, I lost my wings and went inside. Here we go. Sweet Lord, get rejected on a daily basis, 'cause they say that I ain't going places, 'cause they say that I'm pride deprived. Now grow a backbone, get a spine. Making love in all these new positions. Talk about your favorite superstitions. Talk about the time I tried to fly. I lost my wings and went inside. Oh yeah, I lost my wings and went inside. I lost my wings and went inside. I lost my wings and went inside. Slow down, boy, cry on me. Slow down, boy, cry on me. boy, cry on me. Slow down, boy.
You know, Joseph, that's one of my favorite of your songs.
Thank you.
I've played several shows with you, and I wait for that one.
Thank you.
So I really enjoy that. I'm curious. You've seen a lot of people in our scene, and singer-songwriters in general, whether we bristle at the label or not, tend to be lyric first. Are you lyric first or more melody first?
No, I would say I'm melody first. I have about a dozen 30-second videos on my phone of me playing some chords and humming some lines, and I let them stew for over a year before I actually touch them. I really want to make sure that they're a good idea. Mm-hmm. Usually it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just getting something down. Am I delirious? Is it a good idea? Let me put it to the flame first. And then the other reason is that I don't mind writing things that are phonetically correct, if that's the right word. It rolls off the tongue the right way, but it doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. And then I also don't mind ambiguity, because if you write a song with ambiguity, it ends up being the Rorschach test for the audience. They'll come up to you and be like, that song means so much to me. And you're like, why? It's not like you deciphered the specific moments that happened in my life that made me write those things out. It's too vague. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's like, at 3 a.m. my dog got run over by a reindeer, something ridiculous like that. It's, I don't map out things like that. There have been a couple of times where I've kind of opened up and shown a little bit more, but I don't mind it being a little bit ridiculous for the sake of a good earwig or
earworm.
Earwig is, I think, the term that they say up north, and then earworm is what is said down here.
I've only heard earwig for the bug.
The bug? Oh, we don't have those here, do we?
We do.
Oh,
I've seen them a few times. As a matter of fact, in 3rd grade, I was sitting against the wall during recess, and I found one.
Ooh.
And I thought I had discovered a new kind of bug because I've never seen it before. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Speaking of bugs, no, not bugs. That's a bad transition. But so I think you have a really unique approach and sound, and I wanted to get more into your influences. You mentioned Tommy Emmanuel. Mm-hmm. In our own conversations, you've talked a lot about the Beatles specifically. Did you have... the Beatles encompasses a lot.
Yes. I mean, they are also a massive influence of mine. If someone accuses you of sounding like the Beatles, that's like someone accusing you of looking like George Clooney, in my opinion, or...
I've faced that accusation.
It'd be like, oh, well, guilty as charged, something like that. I really did appreciate how the Beatles could take the simplest of scales and make an engaging song. Hello, Hello is just, what is it, a C scale? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And like The Fool on the Hill is a very simple melody. All of those songs are they are melody driven. They are definitely I would say they cared about their lyrics. They did for the most part, but at the same time they realized the importance of a great melody. And I actually was introduced to the Beatles through Tommy Emmanuel. I knew the Beatles were being played a little bit in our house, but I didn't really pay attention to them. I remember very early on, my dad getting the Beatles Love album that was made by Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
It's that really interesting edit. If you're a purist, you're not going to like it. But for everyone else, I recommend giving it a listen. It's very interesting. And I remember listening to it for the first time and not liking it. But then I think it was in 2008 or 2009, Tommy Emmanuel releases a double album called Center Stage. And he has a whole Beatles melody there. And I'm like, these are some really...
A Beatles medley?
Yeah, it's like starts off with Here Comes the Sun, and then it goes to When I'm 64, and then it goes to Day Tripper, and then from Day Tripper to Lady Madonna. It's just this long collage of all these great songs. And I thought I didn't think they were his, but I didn't really think much of this Beatles melody. I didn't associate it with the band, and I just grew up listening to those. And then going further into high school, I was like, I'm going to give the Beatles a closer listen, especially because the Beatles Rock Band was coming out, and being a massive gamer, I wanted to do some research into that game, and so I started listening to the songs, and I was like, this is the band that wrote all of those medleys that Tommy had been playing. And I'm like, how can 4 uneducated guys from a poor section of England have that many bangers? It's like ridiculous. In the span of 8 years, what was it, 22 number ones or something like that?
It's ridiculous.
And then on top of that, people forget that they wrote songs for other people. Mm-hmm. They wrote Come and Get It for Badfinger. They were writing other stuff and giving it to just friends of theirs.
Wrote I Want to Be Your Man for the Rolling Stones.
Exactly. I mean, you're like, these guys were just oozing with talent. I really did appreciate the Get Back documentary.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched it because it was really interesting to see Paul just like, he would sneak back into a recording station or in front of a camera because he just had an idea and just wanted to put it down just in case. They were packing up, I think it was Twickenham Studios, because they realized they weren't going to be recording there. Paul sneaks in there really fast and he's like, you got the cameras on? And so they set it up in front of the piano and he's like, I just had this idea. Oh, darling, please believe me. I'm like, the previous day, you didn't bring it up once. So you must have had that idea like late last night and just quickly wanted to get it down. And then it became one of the bigger hits on Abbey Road. So, holy cow.
So I noticed, as you were talking about the Beatles, all but one of the songs you brought up were McCartney forward compositions.
Yeah. I've grown to like John more. I really have. I really love Hey Bulldog. Yeah. That's probably actually my first or second favorite Beatles song. I think that it's I like to think like Paul when it comes to the line of a melody, but when it comes to chord structures, I love to think like John, because there's something not only angsty or maybe angry about it, but there's also just something that's going to be different. Even in that demo that was not supposed to be recorded on Now and Then, he set a recorder on his piano and just was pounding away. He didn't mean for it to be released the way that it was. But you could even in that demo be like, wow, he really goes for the odd chord to assist his melodies, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. You another thing you do that I like a lot is you do a medley of Eleanor Rigby and Horse with No Name.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with doing that one?
That was a collaboration between me and my sister. My sister Lydia is easily the smartest person in our family. She was she had an excellent ear for music. It wouldn't surprise me if she was pitch perfect. And then she decided to become an architect. So you're like, okay, so you just roll out of the bed with a higher IQ than me. But she does like what I do and support my songwriting. And we had been talking about doing something together, especially because as we've gotten older, and during this time she was studying at Texas Tech, I'm still here in New Braunfels, getting to see each other was fewer and far between. So we knew that we wanted to do something, and it had to be fun. We both had to enjoy the idea, but we also had to make sure that it was simple enough so that we could get in a couple of tries.
Yeah.
And we had been playing around with, this isn't ours, but we were doing a cover that was written by a duet called The Civil Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They did Billie Jean. They did a really great rendition of Billie Jean. And it's in a very similar pattern to what I'm doing, except that there's a lot more chords in that Billie Jean song. It's a guy and a girl duet, and my sister Lydia and I did that. And then I was like, well, it would be really cool to do Eleanor Rigby, but I was working it out on on the guitar, and then I mistakenly thought that E minor to A major seventh was the na 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 na. I found out later it's not, but it sounds close enough. And
it's just A minor to G.
It's this one sustained chord. But what happened was I called Lydia and I was like, hey, we could technically just smash these together. It's not even, it's a fun grouping, but I just take the chorus section and then just stick it at the end of the chorus of Eleanor Rigby, and it works. But when you've only ever heard it with me singing, when my sister Lydia and I did it together, she was doing harmony and she was doing extra voices as well. I sometimes try to do both of them while I'm playing, and I can't. But that has been a really fun mashup, and I'll still play that on occasion. I am proud of one thing, that boo-doo-doo-doo that I do. It's just a hammer-on the from going from E to G on your top string, and it just gave it this little extra attitude.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to your songs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have you play one right now. What do you?
Okay, yeah, I think I'll do one that's a little bit more fingerstyle centric. I think we'll do Lucky Man next. I think that'd be a fun one to play.
All right, Lucky Man by Joseph Congdon. 3, 2, 1.
2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to introduce myself. This song is for your delectation and delight. Slip out of those painful shoes. Get into some nice, comfortable socks. We're going to be talking about some type of people. The type of people that are kind of, well, they're jerks. Sometimes we are that person. Sometimes we live with that person. Sometimes we drive next to that person. This is about one of those people that seems to fail upwards, but they don't know anything. Raise your hand if you're that person. I am proud to play for you. Lucky Man. Justice Sue, I got a bone to pick with you. You light a fire to inspire all the fools in Chapley and Gray. And the gavel tells you what to say. What's the crime? And will I have to do some time? You look at me like a flea in a book that you want to spray. From the gallows is where I should sway. But oh, I'm the jury's friend, and I'll get on 10. I guess I'm saying I'm a lucky man, yeah. Wealthy freaks, they toss their things out in the streets, while I'm here in thin veneer, running roots. Where is my good news? Using wood glue to repair my shoes. Here's a joke, I work hard yet I'm going broke. I sell my wares for a share of the pie that never fills me. You are young, I need to pay your dues. How many times have I ever heard that one? Oh, to the will-o-wisp, run round your fingertips. I guess I'm saying I'm a lucky man. And I know that luck comes in pairs of 3. I blew it all on cars, girls, and forgery. Can you change what you get? Can you fold out your hand? This destiny won't change my plans. Oh, yeah! Last verse. Hey Christine, I wanna taste your Listerine. So stay a while, I'll compile all the words that you want to hear. You're the cutest one around, my dear. Calm down, Joyce, there's no need to project your voice. You're still my girl, do a twirl, let me get a drink on your tab. Je t'aime et tes fesses sont incroyables. Look that one up. Oh, I just saw you smile. Yeah, girl, stay a while. I hope tonight to be a lucky man. Yeah. I'm a lucky man. Lucky man.
You know, I think the first time I heard you play that one was at the Library Cigar Lounge.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
It's a fun one. I recorded that one 30 minutes before 2025. It was 2024, December 31st, and it was like 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
I had been working on this idea for a while, and I was struggling on it. It was a hard song for me, and then I was like, I think I've got it. I quickly just set up my phone. I was doing this thing throughout 2024 where I would angle my phone towards a mirror and then be on the opposite side, so you couldn't see the camera, but you could see that there was clearly a mirror here, and I was in the reflection. And I played that song out, and got it down before the ball dropped.
So we've talked about your songwriting and we've talked about your influences.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you've learned from running the Guild, as well as like your time as a musician, you're a working musician yourself?
Oh, it's a loaded question. Running the Guild is a business-esque answer. But then there's also empathy. The business side of it is that I have to look for what venues want, which bugs me, and I've gotten in trouble in the past because I've given a musician a chance and the venue wasn't happy with them. But I guess that's a bit of the empathy. But then at the same time, you have to understand as a guild leader that people are coming into this for many different reasons. Deb Weslow's reason for playing music is going to be different than Tim Huffman's reason for playing music. There may be some things that are similar, but like for instance, Deb does it to keep her life going.
Yeah.
She does soldier songs and voices. She's working with, playing at hospices and old folks' homes and VFDs and other military gatherings. She does that because it is her therapy and it keeps her going.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, you're like, man, I obviously want to find stuff for you. And then there's others that it's strictly business. They go there, they're consummate professionals, they load in, they do their set, they load out, they expect their checks, and they do it because they I'm not going to say that they don't love it or it doesn't sustain them, but they've done it so much that they're there for business. That's their goal, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is different. As a musician, I guess the reality is that if you're putting other musicians first, you yourself as a musician, you're going to have to get very creative when you can find the time to practice or write music. I've done a lot of practicing of music since the Guild has started, but I haven't done very much writing. Writing takes extra creative juices, and a lot of my creative juices are put into promotion, video editing, the podcast, just burning the candle on all these other things, writing the newsletter, calling up businesses, writing emails. I know that sounds like a job, but if you're doing, pouring yourself into your job, it can affect your songwriting. And it's true. When I was working as a software developer, I didn't write music. I had in the past, but it was basically a 2-year hiatus where I would play, a couple of covers on occasion, but I would not write any music.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to go back to something you'd said earlier with regards to motivations. What, like Deb Weslow, who's a guild member, it's emotionally and mentally sustaining for her. Why do you do it?
Well, there is a part where it does sustain me. It is my muse, but there is a bit of a competitive side to me. Maybe this isn't healthy thinking, but it's like if a kid finds out that he can sprint faster than all his other classmates, he's going to want to sprint, and he's going to be like, come on. I'm not saying that I'm the best guitarist by any stretch of the imagination, but I do understand that I can sit down and struggle over and over and over on a really hard piece of music until I get it. And I feel like a lot of other people don't want to invest that time. Like I did that video, The Subtle Art of Struggling. It's an hour and a half of me completely screwing up, just over and over and over on 2 chords. It's just the opening chords of Dixie McGuire. And I just jump between those 2, messing up over and over and over. But I can do that because I know at the end of the line that there's a pot of gold and it's worth going after. I encourage other people to go through that crucible as well, but a lot of people don't want to do it, or they need added motivation. Whereas the song at the end of the line is the motivation for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this: you are the best guitarist in this room right now.
Oh,
No, you are. I'm a guy who avoids bar chords whenever I can, and you go seeking them out.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, I do have a very low gauge. I play with medium strings. I actually, it was about a week and a half ago, I was sitting in on Tina Jackson playing at the Library Cigar Lounge. Mm-hmm. And she was taking a break, and I said, Tina, do you mind if I get up there and play? And she said, by all means. I didn't realize that she uses heavy gauge strings. And I'm like, I should be better at this. This is like, what's going on with this hand? And like the action was high. I guess isn't a resonator like where the strings are really high? I guess it felt like playing a resonator, just trying to push down all the way. You can't go all the way down on this. And then we've talked about gear before. My guitar doesn't have any right to sound as good as it does because it is the cheapest Alvarez that you can possibly buy. There's just been a lot of TLC that's been done on it. A little shout out here to Guitar Techs in San Antonio. They have been like the sole fixers of my guitar. They've done my adjustments. Connor Montoya did the last adjustment on it. So I'll probably need to see him again soon. I'm just kidding. No, but that was, they've always done a great job and treated my guitar right.
Has Connor been on the show yet?
He hasn't. I'd love for him to. He's just a very busy guy.
Yeah. He plays by himself and with Righteous Intonation.
Right. Yeah. He does it both. I've had the joy of hearing him by himself.
He's very good.
Yeah. He's conscious. He's nervous. He doesn't mind playing with the band in that setting, and he's absolutely fantastic. But I remember I got him on an open mic, and he sat down and he played, and he was like, "This is awkward." And he played. I was going to let him play as long as he wanted, and he played like 2 songs, and he's like, "I'm done." What? You're really good. You could keep on playing. He's like, "No, that's all I want to do." I'm like, fair enough. Okay.
Well, let's get you playing another song. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna favor us with this time?
I think I'll do "Done With Today." That's kind of a fun strumming one. It's unlike the other songs, and unlike a lot of my songs, it's got kind of a positive message to it.
Okay, "Done With Today" by Joseph Congdon.
This song is called "Done With Today." This goes out for all of you that have had a really rough day, but you know you're doing it for someone real special. I'm done with today in more than one way. My body's used up. My thoughts have now turned to clay with feet made of lead and fog in my eyes. I took on the world, even though I was quite undersized. I need to forget the mistakes that I've made, the goofs that I've done, my failures displayed. But I'm done with today in more than one way. What else can I do? What more could I ever say? You may have clocked in, I've already checked out, 'cause I looked at my life. When will I ever figure it out? I thought I'd be great and respected by peers. Now I'm writing these songs to disguise all my tears. But I'm done with today. Yeah. more than one way. They doubled my work and seemingly halved my pay. But I do not mind. I've got you by my side. This is only a stop, and I guarantee thrills on this ride. I do it for you. Yeah, I do it again. All this trouble for you is a great bargain. Oh, but I'm done with today. Yeah. If you're done with today, sing it with me. La 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 la. Yeah, I'm done with today. La 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 la. Done with it, done with it. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Well, Joseph, I think I've really enjoyed our conversation. I found it really illuminating in terms of what you do with the Guild. I think some people have had that question. They're like, oh, the Guild. It's, sure. But, there's a lot you're doing behind the scenes. And,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I know the other Guild members I've talked to appreciate it as well. So thank you for that, for starting this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for anyone that's on the outside looking in that's curious what we do. We try to promote musicians and help them develop and learn and grow, and also network together. We do that through first and foremost promotion. We try if they have like their own posters or anything like that to promote their events, send them to me and I will get them up on the social media. We have a larger network now with our Discord, so people can get on there and they can talk with each other. If you guys want to build a band, you can. If you're wanting to duet with someone, that's the purpose of that. You are able to talk with other musicians. And then with the website as well, that is excellent search engine optimization, because now all of our musicians have yet one more avenue to be discovered. Because there's so many musicians around that you can be bypassed and mislooked very quickly, no matter how good you are. If you're not extremely savvy on social media, you can be just completely written off. And so we hope to mitigate that with the website. Every musician can be looked up that's part of the Guild. They have their own little section where all of their links are listed. We get the best headshot of them. We have a sample of their work. That's good for venues. It's also good for them to be able to promote themselves. And then we try to do some booking. It's been tricky recently because of all the closures of businesses, but we want to get more relationships with businesses. You see, it's kind of a two-sided business. We have the musician-leaning side of the services we provide to musicians, but then we're also trying to provide services to venues. For venues, like if you partner with us, we want to promote you. We want you to be like a partner with us. And in exchange, we'd like for our musicians to be in your rotation. Yeah. And so we hopefully can figure out ways that are just mutualistic to both sides. It's a tough job.
Yeah. And again, we really appreciate you doing it. And I'm glad to be able to, take over the podcast, take some of this off your plate.
It's a huge help. It really is.
I know. But before we head out, why don't you give us one more, maybe something that influenced you?
A song that influenced me. All right. Let's see. I think then we'll do that Eleanor Rigby Horse with No Name.
All right.
I think that would be really fun.
Okay. And for those of you who would like to support us, we will be starting, I'm not sure how soon, a Patreon where you'll be able to find extras. I believe we'll have this one on the main episode this time. But in the future, we're going to do these little influences as Patreon extras. And that's going to be what we go out on today. Joseph, thank you so much.
It's been my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
And A Horse with No Rigby by Joseph Congdon.